Good morning and welcome back to another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetable Bread. Today we're going to be starting off with some Ascension 20 Watcher. Not 5. 20. We were doing the Infinite Ladder recently before I got bored and didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to play Ascension 20. We could take Niao's Lament and potentially snipe this elite. We're forced to go through a shop if we want to do that. We could do the same thing over here and snipe this elite. And that's got a much later shop after 2 question marks. But we probably don't need Niao's Lament to survive early hallway fights, basically just for getting free elites. It doesn't look like we're getting a 3 elite path. I guess we can if we go right. Actually, we're probably going this way. I don't like that shop. But there's no way to get to here without taking either 4 fights or a shop. Maybe we'll take 4 fights. How about we start this way, and if we get here and decide we don't want to do 4 fights, we'll do 2 fights, or 3 fights and 2 question marks, and go either here or here. And then, or if we decide we're strong here, we'll go get 4 or get 3 elites, go through an extra fight. Okay, so that all depends on this Niao phase going well. If we could choose a colorless card to obtain, that would make us slightly stronger for the first portion of the game. I think slightly more likely to get 3 elites in the act. Because we're required to go on a 4-fight path. But another way to get strong is to get a good boss relic. I do like trade out for a boss relic on Watcher, so let's do that. Right, Sacred Bark. So a lot's going to depend on if we get an early potion here. I'm going to go on that route we described. Alright, we're going to defend and break both. Take 1. We don't have lethal. But we can block for 13, so I guess we don't need lethal. We'll just block this turn. Let's see, so Eruption does 6 damage, so if we do 4 with this, that would be lethal on him next turn. Okay. Follow-up, Third Eye, or Crush Joints? I think a Crush Joints the best. It's hard to apply debuffs to sentries. But I guess it's also hard to play a skill in the Gremlin Knob fight. But I like Crush Joints better than Follow-Up in the long term. So we can take it in the short term. Alright, let's block twice and crush his joints. Take 2. It's not lethal, it's 21 damage. So we'll double block and do 6 instead. And block out here and go into Calm. Hey Kieran, how's it going? Good to see you, it's been a while. Well, I can definitely win with Watcher, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, Watcher is the easiest class, that is for sure. Conclude is great. One of those cards that makes Watcher super busted. So I'll take 1. Okay, so this is the decision point. We're at the end of 2 fights. We could, if we felt weak, choose to go left now. Going through this shop does seem pretty good, given the swap for a Sacred Bark here. Because we could buy a potion here. but that limits us to 2 elites, and I don't think we need to limit ourselves that way so far. If this fight beats us up, we can still take that route. Let's try that. Okay. So double defend and crush acid slimes joints. That does mean we're going to be weakened, but we don't take any damage, so. Is eruption conclude lethal? It is not. Okay, so we will. That was the wrong target for strike. That was a mistake. Should have strike to the spike slime. Good calm here. Hopefully that strike doesn't cost us anything. Eruption conclude is lethal now, so strike did not cost us anything. There's a wallop. Any reason not to take a wallop? No. Okay. Now there's a wallop in the deck. So now, with wallop, we feel really strong, and we're going to lose a lot less health in fights, particularly Gremlin Knob. So I think we're going to take this hard pool fight. We have a conclude too, so if it's like Gang of Slimes, we're not like dead on arrival. This Blue Slaver, one of the easiest hard pool fights. Do we have lethal? We're gonna. Well, let's see. If we crush joints, strike. No, we certainly don't have lethal. We're weak. So I think we're probably just gonna double defend, conclude. Take 3. Is this lethal? 6 plus 18? No. Alright, we'll just triple strike then. Take 8. Well, this is one of the easiest hard pool fights, but it's still a hard pool fight, so it's taking some health. Surely this is lethal, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, that hurt. Flag Sleeve seems fine. Really wished for a potion reward there. Let's see, who are we most afraid of? Probably Gremlin Nub. I feel like we're usually most afraid of Gremlin Nub. If this were the calm version, I think I would take it. Being able to go into Wrath and then like wall up and get it back out, that would be great. I'll take the Flying Sleeve since it's not just like a, you know, attack card. Flying Sleeves is that. Okay. We could do an upgrade here. Probably upgrading Eruption. Maybe Wallop, maybe Conclude. But I think Eruption. It's pretty important with the Wallop that we're able to go into Eruption and then Wallop. Let's do that. Alright, I think we're going to go for the Elite. We do have an easier path available if we go Fire Elite here, and we get an extra Fire for the next Elite. Are we realistically ever going Elite fight Elite Fire? I don't think we are. Yeah, if we'd gotten a potion in this last fight, we could probably do it, but I don't think we can right now. So I'm going to go get an upgrade and then maybe rest at one of these campsites. Wallop or Conclude? 3 damage, 3 block, or 4 AoE damage? I think 4 AoE damage is probably the pick. You never know when you're going to run into an AoE fight. But this isn't one of them. Let's go to Calm and just hold Flying Sleeves. Now we're talking. We'll crush joints first. Actually, no. Since we're gonna have 5 energy with Eruption, we're gonna Eruption defend crush joints stuff. If we crush joints and then Eruption, Eruption gets 1.5 times as much damage. If we Eruption then crush joints gets twice as much damage. 2 times 8 is more than 1.5 times 9. pretty good start. Ooh, not lethal though. I think we're just going to triple defend and try and find lethal next turn. I ended up taking a bunch of damage just by having a good start. Sanctity seems good. We need block cards. We'll go against Guardian. Let's grab one there. We're going to rest at one of these two. I think we're going to rest at the second one in case we get a some sort of fruit at the first one. It gives us a chance for an upgrade, probably on Crush Joints. Maybe Wallop or Sanctity or Vigilance. Yeah, Crush Joints is the most damage if we want damage. And if we want to block, Vigilance is the most block. If we want to compromise, Wallop. And Sanctity is there too. It's more block per energy, if that's the metric. Yeah, let's go for block per energy. No, let's go for Crush Joints. We've got a block pot for 24. Should be okay. Alright, I think we're going to go for the extra fire and then this fight versus this fight. There's a kunai. Okay. Do you think we need to rest here despite the potion? I might spend the artifact ancient potion in this fight. That prevents me from getting potentially weaked right now and then vulnerable. And I'm probably due for another potion reward. This is not super great. Do we have lethal this turn? We have Eruption, Crush Joints for 29. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to drink it right now. And do this stuff. I guess this is more efficient, but it wastes the flying sleeves. Yeah, we'll just... It's fine. We're wasting 5 damage. Not a big deal. Should get lethal next turn. Yep. Alright, we did get another potion. Probably not using the smoke bomb this act. Probably hoping on getting that next act. We have kunai now. And as dangerous as it has been for me in the past to lean super into kunai, we do need to take enough attacks that we're at least proccing it, theoretically. I think that means follow-up here. It's good that we have the Sanctity for drawing cards, because we're going to need that to proc kunai. We need like that and some just luckies, basically. Prostrate stacks with is a kunai payoff card for 0, which is really nice. So you can play 3 attacks and then play your prostrate. Same thing with Deceive Reality, kind of. It stacks with Dex twice. But I think we need to be proccing kunai before we need to be paying off kunai. Uh-oh. Got a gang of gremlins here. Crush Joints follow-up kills the fat gremlin. As always, we defend first. Let's do that. And we got 1 extra strike for, I think, the wizard. Perfect. I was really hoping the shield gremlin would go on the mad gremlin. It is very quiet. There's only 1 viewer. I don't know. Go get people. I didn't ever post in my channel. There you go. Now I've posted. Okay, so Eruption Strike is lethal on Gremlin Wizard. That doesn't mean we were taking 10 from Mad Gremlin. We could have Flying Sleeves do 16 to Shield Gremlin. Eruption Strike Flying Sleeves is probably lethal on Mad Gremlin. It's 9 plus 12 is 21 plus 16 is yeah, 36, so it's exactly lethal. Or 7, it's 1 over lethal. I guess let's do that. No, if we do that, Shield Gremlin is guaranteed to hit Gremlin Wizard. Actually, we're guaranteed to get lethal on that too, huh? Because we've got Wallop Conclude. Okay, alright. We're not guaranteed to get Wallop Conclude. It seems like a dangerous line. We did get it though. Okay. We got through a gang of gremlins fight with 0 damage. That's pretty impressive. Sands of Time can help us proc Kunai because it eventually costs 0. It's very slow though. Wallop is Wallop. Take another Wallop. Wallop does not stack with Dexterity, unless I'm mistaken. So it's kind of a poor quality Kunai payoff. Empty Fist could help us proc Kunai if we get Calm Enters. Get Calm Enters and Exits, manipulate our energy a little bit, get some extra energy. These seem like some pretty good good options. I don't think we probably skip here. Maybe Sands of Time is worse than skip. I think that's probably the only one. I think I'll take a Wallop. We're up against Guardian. We need to get some block. And Wallop helps us kind of proc Kunai and get block. Alright, well no sense waiting about here. Let's get it. We got Wallop Conclude here. To walk out Gremlin up, ow, and kill him on turn 2. Wow, jeez. There's a Mango. It's another Wallop. Do we take 3 Wallops? I mean, it's a really good card. It's up against Cut Through Fate here. Cut Through Fate helps us trigger Kunai. Wallop is Wallop, though. I guess I'll take a 3rd Wallop. Sure, why not? It's an interesting question. If we upgrade 2 cards and lose 25, we go to 24. Then do we take another upgrade and survive Guardian at 24? I think we do with a Block Pot. Yeah, I think we just want all the upgrades. Give them to me. Definitely going to be a Wallop. Okay. Unupgraded Wallop, what is this? Getting a Dex on turn 1 is great. Also getting him close to breaking is pretty important. We can Eruption Wallop this turn, both to split him. Does 27? Yeah, he's only at 26. So that splits him, and doesn't necessarily give us an exit next turn. But if we just find the Wallop plus, then we don't need to block. It's definitely possible to die in this fight, no doubt. Okay, so Wallop blocks out. I think Conclude is too much damage to skip. It's just 4 damage. I think it's 4 for 32. Pretty good ratio. Alright, probably want to exit Wrath mode here. And block out. We can Crush Joints Wallop. It's going to block for 13. Take 7. Or we could like Wallop Defend. I think I'd rather do more damage. Okay, so we are proccing Kunai this turn with wallop, follow-up, flying sleeves. Let's try and do that in such a way that we maximize the amount we're getting through the armor. So I guess we go in ascending damage order. We're actually, let's see. So we could do 18 and then 10 is a little bit too much. We could do 12 and then 10. Yeah, that works fine. Okay. Let's just block this turn. Nothing too exciting. Our only block available right now is wallop. There's not quite enough. I guess we're not dying. But I think this is maybe the block pot, so we can block pot, follow up, conclude here. So we're taking 16, we have 8 health, so we're losing 8, going to 5. I do not want to die next turn. It seems pretty unlikely that we could do so, but we are losing our little safety net here. But we're getting a dex and a bunch of damage out of it, so it's worth it. Alright, Wallop Defend does most of the blocking here. I get sick of saying Wallop by the end of this run. Okay, looks like we're getting another Dex. Crush Joints, Strike, Conclude. Oh, the fight's over. No, I guess it's not. Technically. Let's end this the correct way by walloping. Oh, crap. I guess I ended it with Eruption. Okay, so Scrawl, Master Reality, or Devotion. Right off the cuff, it seems like Devotion's probably the answer. Scrawl, we don't really need that much draw, considering that our wallops are really expensive. Scrawl does help us proc Kunai, theoretically, drawing lots of attacks and getting procs that way. I'm gonna find the cat. I'm worried she's peeing on something. She was not. So Scrawl draws us lots of cards. We have some card draw already. We've got the Sanctity Plus. So we're not like super desperate for card draw. Although we would like some more. But our card draw, we don't need card draw right now because our cards are so expensive, right? We've got the wallops. So it's not a super high priority. Master Reality is probably pretty bad. I think Devotion is better than Skip. Gives the deck a little bit of a new dimension, plus Divinity Mode and Wallop go really well together. Yeah, we have 3 Wallops, so let's look for Devotion. Okay, probably picking up Velvet Choker here. We could really use some energy to make it so that we can play Wallop and get a Dex proc on the same turn. Scrawl's good. I talked about Scrawl quite a bit. I don't know if you were here for that, but yeah, so Scrawl is definitely a great card. The main reason I didn't pick it is because we have 3 copies of Wallop, so we don't need a ton of card draw to like spend our energy efficiently every turn. Yeah, so we need Velvet Choker so that we can Wallop and still get a Dex proc. So let's pick Velvet Choker. Tiny House is strictly better than Skip. That's about all you can say for it. Doesn't really do a whole lot, especially when our potion slots are full. And Astrolabe is usually pretty good, but I think it's up against an Energy Relic, and I really need an Energy Relic here, so we'll take Choker. Okay. Mango really helped us out a lot there. We were below 14 at the end of that fight, so without Mango we would have either died or had to rest or use our resources differently or something. Yeah, Choker is, it has a pretty significant downside. I would love to see more question marks. Looks like we're doing a shop here with only one question mark in the route. We could go to these question marks after the elite, if we feel like we don't want another one. But all in all, this is a pretty good path. 3 fights early, an elite, a fire, and then an elite is not too bad. And then an optional 3rd elite here. Good morning, Guitar. How's it going? Alright, so we could start with Eruption Wallop. Wallop is pretty bad in this fight. This is a tough fight for Wallop, because it's going to do half damage. Probably want to stay away from Eruption. So maybe this turn is just like Vigilance Devotion. The regen pot? Oh wait, regen pot is healing us for 10. I totally forgot about the Sacred Bark. Maybe this is Smoke Bomb. We need to get rid of the Smoke Bomb so we can clear up a potion slot. We don't really need the reward from this, and this is a pretty dangerous fight, especially with all the wallops and shenanigans. Let's see, so if we Vigilance Wallop right now, we can save the Smoke Bomb for a turn. Because that blocks out. So maybe we'll get... Maybe things will turn around next turn somehow. But if they don't, we're going to Smoke Bomb. Yeah, this is not things turning around. Okay. Card remove. Kind of expensive, and we're about to go to a shop. I would like to get rid of a strike, though. I would hate to like go to a shop and be like, oh, there's something for 300 gold that I want and can't buy because... yeah. Bark regen pot is absolutely nuts. It's completely busted and I love it. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave. We haven't removed a card yet. We don't have like a curse or anything, so I think we'll chill. Strikes are actually not too bad because we have kunai. Alright, this is another fight in which Wallop is terrible. Let's go ahead and get a Dex proc this turn and go into Wrath then. Is that a bad idea? Seems like it might be a bad idea. Yeah, because we're not going to be able to get blocked with Crush Joint with the Wallop next turn. So going into Eruption means we either have to draw Empty Fist or Vigilance or take much damage. Just kidding, we didn't pick Empty Fist. We can't play it. Okay, so let's do the non-eruption line. Oh shit, that was probably lethal with eruption, huh? Let me try that again. I just didn't even think about lethal. He has so much health that I just assumed I didn't have it. Maybe we do. Okay, so he's got 60 health. So this is 9 plus 14 is 23. Plus 20 is 43. Plus 18 is, yeah, 61. Okay. And we get 17 lock. Ah, there you go. Blessing the Forge, another non-combo card with Sacred Bark, just like Smoke Bomb. Just like he's great with kunai, it's both helps you proc kunai and is a payoff card for kunai. So that's really nice. Inner Peace can help us draw more cards, which helps us proc Kunai. Drawing more cards only helps us proc Kunai after we've picked cards like Just Lucky, because currently we don't have basically any zero-cost attacks. We have Follow-Up, which is kind of a zero-cost attack, but it's really not a zero-cost attack, especially with Inner Peace, because Inner Peace is a skill, so if you draw Follow-Up with a skill, you'll have to pay to make it cost 0. Yeah, so I think it's Just Lucky here. Let's pick that. Okay, so here's the shop we saved up for. Calipers available. We don't currently have any combo with Chemical X. Calipers seems like a rockin' good time, though, with Kunai and 3 copies of Wallop. I'm not sure if we can actually make that happen. Oh wait, we have divinity mode, too. So we can, like, go into divinity, Wallop for 1,000,000, and then keep the block. I mean, after you've walloped for 1,000,000, you don't really need to keep the block, do you? But pretending that you do. Calipers could be big. I guess you do against, like, the heart, right? You get a damage cap with like, Pen Nib Wallop or whatever. And then, you get to keep, 100 block against the next turn of the heart. Seems pretty reasonable. We cannot afford the Conclude on Sale. I kind of wish that Calipers did make your block carry over from fight to fight. Potions are also very salient in the presence of Sacred Bark. Although Fear Pot and Weak Pot are some of the weakest combos with Sacred Bark. They like technically work, but it's like even 3 weak or 3 vulnerable is usually the rest of the fight. Oh my god, yeah. I never thought about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a bunch of cards like that that like cost more per thing that's happened. Is there any of those for defect? I think there isn't. I don't think we're picking Expunger here. I mean, it would be kind of good, but this is like, okay, so Expunger is like good for like a Devaform deck with like Talk to the Hands, and this is like a Wallop Kunai deck. We've like got a whole different plan. We could buy Calipers. No, we can't afford Halt. Calipers is all of our money. I think Calipers is worth all of our money. Because otherwise, what are we doing? We're like card removing and buying a second Conclude or something. That seems really wrong. So let's take Calipers. Okay, it's a little bit speculative. Doesn't immediately pay off. Oh wait, it's immediately paying off. Well, kind of. No, actually, we're gonna get the Dex Rock instead. We can upgrade all these cards. We get an upgraded Wallop. I don't think we're doing that now. Okay. Eruption Conclude kills Cultist. Can we kill Chosen too? It'd be like Eruption, Crush Joint, Strike Conclude is max damage. Defend is not in there. Yeah, Panic Button and Rushdown, they're both fine. Panic Button is really dangerous. I think Panic Button is at its best in decks where it's like you are getting kills really quickly. Where it's like if you have a lot of front-loaded damage, then like Panic Button is your front-loaded block to go along with it. But this is not really that kind of deck because we have Kunai, so we have like scaling train sounds. We have scaling block, so we are able to last in fights, and Panic Button puts us in big danger. because it like removes our access to our scaling defenses for a couple turns. And if our plan is to last with the scaling defenses, then like we're putting ourselves in a position where we have to experience the downside of Panic Button. So you asked about another card too. Oh, Rushdown. We don't have a lot of stance changing. We have just the Eruption plus. Is basically all of our stance changing. So like Rushdown is fine. Wait, we had Talk to the Hand? What? Oh, I think you're talking about something else. Okay. So if we do Eruption, the Strike, Crush Joints, Conclude, and target all the attacks at Chosen, then Cultist dies to conclude, and we do 9 plus 12 is 21, plus 20 is 41, plus 32 is 73 to Chosen. We could get a tiny bit of value out of Blessing Forge. It ends up being 6 extra damage, which is not enough for lethal. Okay, so I think we don't Eruption, and we just play Defend, Crush Joints, Strike, Conclude. Conclude is kind of awkward with Kunai because we want to play 3 attacks and then our defends, but Conclude is an attack that ends your turn. If we Crush Joints and then Conclude on... The Conclude will do more damage to the Crush Joints target. It'll do 24 damage. So if we Crush Joints on the Cultist and then Conclude, the Cultist is dead. And then we can get in a Strike on the Chosen. Take 6. Okay. Yes, Talk to the Hand does work with Panic Button. Mental Fortress as well. I see. Yeah, you're right. We can block for 21 and get a Dex proc. Okay. Taking 10. We're going to have to use the regen potion probably in the next fight, I think. We want to use it in a nice long fight that's going to take forever. We could play the 3 attacks and then Sanctity. Block for 5 plus 13 is 18. So block out exactly. We don't need Devotion in this fight. Huh. I didn't know there was a glitch with Panic Button. That's a weird glitch. So we can double wall block out here, do some damage. Have the devs said they don't mind it? I think it's weird to assume that they don't mind it just because they haven't fixed it. Flurry of Blows helps us proc Kunai. We don't change stances much. That's not a glitch at all. Oh, you mean while he's dead, or do you mean before he dies? Because like if you like piercing wail him and then kill him, he will come back with less strength. But I'm pretty sure that's an intentional interaction while he's dead. Well, you can't Dark Shackles because Dark Shackles is targeted. You'd have to piercing wail. You're not allowed to target him with stuff. I think that's a reasonable extension of the rules. I don't think that's a glitch. Yeah, because you're allowed to do non-targeted stuff, right? Like you're allowed to play powers and stuff on yourself. It is kind of weird that it affects him when he doesn't have any stuff up, so maybe it is a glitch, I'm not sure. It's kind of a bug feature gray area. I really want to take Flurry of Blows to proc Kunai, but I don't have very much card draw to to draw past the Flurry Blows, and I don't have very much stance changing, which is the real worry. So we have 2 stance changers. We've got Eruption and Vigilance. So on average, Flurry Blows is coming back like once on the first shuffle. So we play it twice. I think that's probably not worth it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back. People are rioting now. There's pictures of animals. Was Coconut yelling at you guys? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, she'd rather sit on the floor and yell at me. Yeah, I think we're just skipping this. Makes me feel bad, but it's not worth it. Okay. So, pretty sure this is the regen pot. Regen pot, Eruption, Wallop, Strike. Eruption Wallop does 9 plus 24 is 33, plus 18 is 51. So we could kill Blue Slaver. Coco's pretty old. She's like 16, I think. She's an old lady. Maybe I can pick her up. She's like barely in range. Yes. Okay, so if we Eruption Wallop Strike on Blue Slaver, he dies, we get 24 block. The Taskmaster hits us for 14, we're down to 10 block, and the Red Slaver hits us for 28, 18 of which gets through. We regen pot for 10 health, and we take a net 8, go to 40. But Blue Slaver is dead, and we have 9 regen next turn. Seems fine. You've got little kittens. Don't forget this part. 9 is an awkward amount because it's slightly more than the plated armor. I've apparently done my math wrong because I'm doing it again, and oh, I see. I'm taking 18, but I thought it was 9 because I'm regenning for 10. Could take 8 less than that, and then also 7 less next turn. That seems reasonable. Okay, so Wallop conclude. Let's see, so this is 32, so he's at 20. So Wallop does not kill him, but Wallop Just Lucky does. So Wallop Just Lucky on Slaver, Crush Joints on Taskmaster, and then conclude. Thank you. Yeah, she's a scoundrel. All right, so let's get rid of you. Get rid of that for next turn. And then start doing damage to you. Conclude. Okay. So now our job is to stretch out this fight as long as we can, so that we can regen back to full. Okay, so we're blocked out. Let's make sure that we can kill him in an emergency. And I guess develop a power. Okay. Your move, Taskmaster. This is still blocked out because we got the plated armor. Okay. Looks like we've done it. We've healed to full. Sacred Bark, regen pot, saves the day again. Oh my god, we got Sacred Bark White Beast statue. It's happening. We're gonna need that potion belt pretty soon. There's just Tranquility. Let's see. Is potion belt the whole set? Isn't there something else? I guess I was thinking about like silent burst alchemy stuff. But I guess that is the whole set. No, the whole set is also Sozu. Does it become 3 times better? Doesn't it become like way better than that? Toy Artifact. Thank you. That is the other card. I knew there was one, and I knew it wasn't Sozu, but, you know, the lulz. 15 and 55, those seem like the right numbers, right? Wait. No, 15 is not the right number. It's 12, right? No, it is 15. Okay. Do we ever take Bowling Bash? There's a lot of AoE fights in Act 2. We're about to go do another elite fight, and it can't be Slavers, so it's either going to be Book of Stabbing or Gremlin Leader. Bowling Bash is a highlight in Gremlin Leader. It also is a comparatively low-cost attack, so it helps us proc Q9. What's our attack count up to? So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 attacks, a 21 card deck. It seems like 13 attacks in a 21 card deck is plenty. So maybe we'll pick up the Halt. Halt deck scales, so we get extra kunai value. It also costs 0, so we can fit it in on turns when we are otherwise occupied playing 3 attacks. It's a little bit scary to take a Halt in the presence of Velvet Choker. Not too scary. We also only have the one Wrath Enter in Eruption. But kind of the point of taking Halt is that even a 0 mana block for 4 card is pretty okay when you have kunai. Like, I would consider taking a, whatchamacallit, prostrate. Maybe we should wait for a prostrate, actually, because we do have the mantra as well. Is it called mantra? Devotion. Mantra is the resource that it gives you. We have the devotion, so maybe if we got a prostrate, that would accelerate our divinity cycle quite a bit. And it would have the same sort of zero cost card that blocks aspect that Halt has. But Halt blocks for so much. They're not really comparable. Halt blocks for a ton if you're in Wrath mode. We don't really have any stance changing now, so I don't know if we can really depend on Halt for that. Okay, so I don't think we're picking Halt. I don't think we're picking Bowling Bash. We're picking Tranquility. I don't know why we would. So I think we're just skipping. Okay. Let's get an upgrade on probably a wallop. Maybe Devotion. It goes from a 5-turn cycle to a 3-ish turn cycle. 4 turns the first time. It's pretty, 3 is a lot lower number than 5. Although 4 is, you know, only lower by 1. Ooh, yeah, Echo Form. What a great favorite card. Yeah, more people talk about their favorite cards. I put it in the chat title. Nobody's talking about it. Yeah, Echo Form's great. It is a rare. You can't count on getting rares, so you can't, like... You're just not always going to have one. I think it's Devotion over... Just Lucky's got a pretty good upgrade too, but we're mostly counting on Kunai to upgrade Just Lucky. Wallop's got a good upgrade. So I think Devotion is the pick. Alright. Conclude is great. I would love to get a Dex proc and also go into Calm. Can we do that? We can do Vigilance, Strike, Follow-Up, Conclude. We can. Okay. We're going to strike Fat Gremlin so that Conclude kills him. And then follow up on Gremlin later. Yeah. Bottled Core Surge Bias Cog is a thing. You can definitely win a run with that. Is this Wallop Defend? We can't get a Dex proc, so maybe this is the time to Distilled Chaos and just go ballistic on him. If we Distilled Chaos, we're likely to go into Wrath mode. We have approximately a 50% chance of playing each card here. So, like, best case scenario is Eruption, double Wallop, whatever. Worst case scenario is Eruption and no block. So that's like Eruption, Strike, Flying Sleeves, Crush Joints. Actually, it has to get some block. There's only 5 cards that don't block. It can leave me in Wrath, but then Wallop blocks for 24. He is hitting for 66 if we're in Wrath, though. But it also, if he puts me in a Wrath, I get 6 energy, so I can play both of the blocks and the Wallop and the power and stuff. I guess the worst case scenario is just Lucky, and go into Wrath. So if that happens, I block for 2, plus 24 plus 6, so that's 26 plus 12 is 38, and then he's hitting for 66, so he ends up hitting for 32 damage. Oh yeah, good point. Alright, Distilled Chaos, very dangerous. Was not considering that. Could have died there. I guess you can't die, he could do 66 damage, but... yikes. Disarm is a great card. Okay, so let's just take it slow and Wallop defend. Do we Devotion here? We're missing 6 block to develop Devotion. We do need to get it down. But 6 block is 6 health. Yeah, I think we play it. Okay, so 5 of the cards would have been these, so we wouldn't have probably gotten into Wrath mode. But whatever, you can't know that. We can Sanctity, Crush Joints, Wallop, Just Lucky to proc Kunai and get a bunch of damage and vulnerable. And keep Flying Sleeves, so let's do that. Oh, the next card would have been Eruption, so we would have actually gone into Wrath mode. Do we want Eruption this turn? Probably not. He's summoning right now, so he can be attacking next turn. Let's take the safe route here. We actually have 11 blocks still from the thing that we do. We are gonna wall up, and we could either get a Dex or block out. I don't mind Shield Gremlins too badly. You reshuffle. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. As much as I don't mind the Shield Gremlins, they are kind of annoying. I guess they're not guaranteed to block Gremlin Leader. They might block each other and do nothing. And they do take up 2 slots. I think we'll skip the Dex this time. Take some damage. Take 2. Yeah. Alright, they both did block the Gremlin Leader. That's annoying. Yeah, at some point they all died to conclude, so... whatever. Alright, well, let's just do a bunch of damage. And keep Flying Sleeves. Alright, we're in Divinity with Wallop up. So, I guess he's dead. Okay, there's the Pen Nib. This is quite a deck now, going into Divinity and Pen Nibbing a Wallop with Calipers. We're living the dream. There's another Wallop. Is there a limit to how many Wallops we would take? If your deck was all Wallops and you had 4 energy, you would die to the heart for sure. But we're not talking about a deck of all Wallops, we're talking about our 4th Wallop, which is subtly different. Yeah, we did have access to Conjure Blade and Chemical X, although if we'd picked Chemical X, we would have missed out on Calipers, which I still think was the better choice. Chemical X is great. I do like Chemical X, but I like Calipers quite a bit too. We could take a 4th Wallop. Are we feeling really strong? We could go fight a Mega Elite. If it's Strength Book of Stabbing, we do have 6 damage returns. One of the classes has significantly more X-cost cards than the others. And which class is that? Is it... I know that Ironclad only has the 1, and then I think Silent has 3. Silent is probably my favorite class with Chemical X. Yeah, well, it doesn't go up to 20. I guess it's 18 if it's upgraded. I think it's probably Silent for me. Malaise with Chemical X is quite the feeling. Okay, all right. Have a good session, Sir Artemal. Okay, so if it's Strength Book of Stabbing, do we win? I think the answer is yes, but I'm not 100% sure. And if we go this way, we get an extra fire. Plus, we're not forced into this shop. It looks like we don't have enough money. So let's not go fight a Mega Elite now. Horncleat, you say? Well, Horncleat's very good with Calipers. I appreciate that. It is insane in Watcher, that's true. Watcher also is one of the energy manipulation classes, along with Defect, which tend to make better use out of the X-cost cards. I guess Silent technically has some energy manipulation too, and you know Ironclad does as well, but mostly I think about it as a Defect and Watcher mechanic. We have access to Eruption Conclude for some shenanigans. So we're doing 32 AoE plus 9 is 41 to somebody. It's not enough to kill anybody, so we have to add the strike in too. Ooh, bits. Thank you, Grizzly Bear. Appreciate it. Let's see. So if we do Eruption Conclude, we take a lot of damage back. But we are resting right after this. Oh, that's not true. We're resting after a fight. I do like being in Wrath too, because we have so many wallops. So it generally hurts a little bit less to be in Wrath. I also sometimes do take Chemical X when I don't have any X-cost cards. It's a great like speculative build around, because it's just like you find an X-cost card and then you're like, great, this is immediately super good. And like it does cost you stuff to like buy a speculative relic, but like not that much. It just costs gold. So you just have to like leave a strike in your deck for a little while. Yeah, I don't see a line that's better than Eruption, Strike, Defend, Conclude. So I think we're gonna do that. Alright, double wallop, very helpful. Alright, try getting through that armor. Alright, is there any reason we're extending this fight? We do have Pen Nib. So I guess we just lucky him first. Set up Pen Nib us a little bit better. Hey, Real Perm. How's it going? Wow, we have got a lot of food. Got a mango and a strawberry. I think we're throwing away the Distilled Chaos. The Velvet Choker interaction is so such a thing that it's prevented me from playing it at every opportunity. So I'll just take Blessing of Forge. Swivel's quite good with all the what do you call them? Wallops. Swivel wallop. It's also upgraded, and we've got calipers. Yeah, Watcher is very strong, and I try to explain everything I'm doing, so hopefully you'll learn some stuff from the things I'm saying. Probably not going to pick a Conclude, because we already have one. I don't want them to run into each other in hand and be unable to play one. I think Signature Move is probably out as well. With all the wallops, it's going to be difficult to find an opportunity to play Signature Move, so I think it's Swivel or Skip. I would like more... I was talking about some zero-cost block cards. Just Lucky, Prostrate, and Halt were the ones I was talking about. Swivel kind of counts as a zero-cost block card, because it, if you're using it with specifically wallop, then, one of those sort of costs 0. An interesting interaction here is we're trying to set up like pen nib, divinity mode, wallop for 1,000,000 damage, 1,000,000 block. And if we swivel on the turn before that, the swivel bonus does carry over to the next turn, so we could have a 0-cost wallop with divinity and pen nib for ultimate blocking. So it'd be 0 mana, block for 72. Deal 72 damage, which is pretty good. What's Peace of Mind? I don't know what you mean by that. Is that a card? Yeah, yeah, La Real Parm, that's, what you're talking about is what I call stance dancing, where you're like entering calm mode and then exiting calm mode to get energy and drawing cards during that process. You can get pretty close to infinite. I don't think it's probably the strongest way in Slay the Spire to go infinite. But it's definitely good. I think mostly what you're trying to do with that is redraw your Flurry of Blows, so you can block with Talk to the Hand. Which, you know, doesn't really require you to go infinite. It kind of ends fights, because you kill people. Yeah, what is that card called? I'm also bad with card names, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Inner Peace, maybe? I see. Yeah, we don't have very many block cards. It's just the Sanctity, Just Lucky, and I guess that's it. All the Wallops are kind of block cards, so I will take a card that actually says block on it. Alright, I think we're taking this fight so we can get to the fire. We also get a little bit of extra money, so we might end up going to the store. Ooh, it's kind of a dangerous fight. Alright. Eruption next turn is probably something we want to do. Let's set up the pen nib, and then wallop with it. And then defend, so that we are carrying over Calipers block for next turn, and finish with conclude. Yeah, so Gremlin Knob is definitely the most important consideration early in the run. Pretty much the way you deal with Gremlin Knob is like floors 1 through 5, you only pick attacks. And that's how it has to be, unfortunately. I guess we're just playing all the big cards. I'm not going to play Flying Sleeves now. There's no reason to. It's a 0-cost card, so we can play it whenever. Oh, actually, I am going to play it now, because it triggers Kunai. Ignore me. Alright, this looks like lethal. If we have the energy for it. Weirdly, we're going to play Crush Joints without the proc, because otherwise we don't have enough energy to play the 2 attacks. And it's lethal anyway. Alright, Duplication Potion is insane. Blessing of the Forge, unfortunately, does not get upgraded with Sacred Bark, so we'll get rid of it. There's a Worship. I think we do take Worship. We really, really, really want to get into Divinity frequently so that we can wallop. And I was planning on taking a Prostrate for that. But if it's Worship instead, that's okay. Yeah, you can't always take the path with the most elites in Act 1. Sometimes Gremlin Knob or Sentries are like the biggest offenders of, like, you go into a fight and you lose 40 health and you're like, oh god, okay, new plan. So sometimes in Act 1 you're only able to get 1 elite, although you do want to aim for 3 to get the most power out of your relics in Act 1. So, okay. Pressure Points is way worse than Skip. Crescendo, I think, is worse than Skip. Yeah, I don't think we're trying to enter Wrath. We're trying to enter Divinity. What about Worship, though? Worship needs an upgrade. The Retain keyword gets added to it when it gets upgraded, which is really important. And I don't think we're upgrading it here. Maybe we can. Can we look at this collector here? Yeah, maybe we take worship, upgrade it, go to the shop, see what's there, and then go to a question mark and maybe get another upgrade. That means we'd go into the fight with Pendamon 7. Seems okay. Alright, fine. Yeah, okay. What headphones do I use? I had a set of headphones, but they broke, and then I just stole my wife's headphones, so I have no idea. The most identifying characteristic is they say SA-902. Probably if you Google that, you'll find them. I like them pretty well. Not a rigging endorsement, but you know, they work. Ooh, there's Toy Ornithopter. We can complete the cycle. I'm not sure if we actually need to do that. But it is very fun that we can. Yeah, establishment is a huge deal. HyperX. Here, I'll write that down. Not necessarily in the market for new headphones right now. I generally tend to keep my possessions around until they are actually unusable and broken. But I'm sure that I can Google it. Links in the chat are a little bit scary. We do not have a lot of retained cards. We have 2. We have Flying Sleeves and now Worship. But I would still take Establishment, to be honest. Establishment is so crazy. I think with Toy Ornithopter we feel pretty safe. I think it's better than Abacus. Carve Reality helps us hit Kunai, and it's just really good. So I think we'll grab a Carve Reality as well. Okay, do we take a question mark or a fight? Question mark can be bites, question mark can be apparitions. I think we would take either one of those. Those would both be good. And this is our last chance for them. Or it could be thwack, because we're after the midway point, so we could end up fighting slavers. I think I would welcome any of those. I think all of the Act 2 events are pretty good. There are a couple of bad ones. There's like Face Trader and stuff. Scroll is really good. Yeah, this is the second time I've passed a Scroll, and both of them hurt my soul, but, you know. You sure I can't buy it? But Toy Ornithopter is so good here, right? Toy Ornithopter is like a burning blood, basically. I think we just take the heal here. There's no card that we like super need. We're not like looking for a fasting or anything. What's the card we'd be most excited to get? I don't know. I guess I want another like Sanctity or like a Just Lucky. Yeah, no, we're fine. So let's just take the health. That makes me feel a lot more confident about taking this upgrade. I've been hankering for that Vigilance upgrade. Wallop is in that conversation too. Follow-up actually gets a pretty decent upgrade, 4 damage. Not bad. I think it's got to be a Wallop though. We're like such a Wallop combo deck. We need our Wallops to be good. I wouldn't consider Vigilance a super priority. I want it to block for more. The only way to get a Dex this turn is to Eruption Flying Sleeves Wallop. That does give us a little bit of Dex, or a little bit of block that carries over to next turn. We block for 18 and keep 3 of it. It also keeps us in Eruption though, which is kind of scary. But we have Wallops. swivels. We also have a duplication potion, so we can duplication wallop next turn. I love Establishment Meditate. It's a great great combo. It takes a long time to decost your whole deck. Yeah, that's the right question to be asking, Gathus. It's like, I think next turn would have to be a duplication potion wallop plus, which would be which would, I think, would probably kill a torch head. Actually, no, it's 12 times, or it's 24 times 2. Yeah, that would kill an orb head, right? How much health do they have? Let's look it up. Maybe they have 50. Maybe 48's not enough. On this Ascension, they have 40 to 45, so they cannot have enough to survive a duplication pot wallop plus. I really like Vigilance upgrade. You play Vigilance, so a metric I consider really frequently when considering what to upgrade is the scene played rate. So like, how often when a card is in your hand do you play it? And I find that Vigilance tends to have a really high scene played rate, because there's a lot of times when you're like, I need to get out of Wrath mode, or like, well, I don't have anything to do this turn, but I'll play Vigilance to enter Calm, right? So like, Vigilance might not get the highest, like, value per energy, but it is a good upgrade. Yeah, I know that the next attack is Pen Nib, that's why I was considering Wallop. Oh, you know what? I guess I wasn't, because I doubled it once, but I should double it twice, so it's actually going to block for 36. So we're going to keep 21 of that. I think if we're keeping 21 and we've got Wallop Plus coming next turn, we should be fine. We don't necessarily get Wallop Plus. Worst case scenario next turn is like 4 strikes and a Just Lucky, or like 4 strikes and an Ascender's Bane. And we do probably die if we get that. But that is the worst case, so I think I'm willing to live with that to get the decks now. And he's not even attacking. We're like blocked out before we even do anything. Okay, so we can Wallop Just Lucky Strike to do 24 plus 12 is 36, plus 6 is 42, so we can kill a Torch Head, which blocks a little bit, and set up for next turn. Carve Reality seems fine. We'll draw that later, and get a little bit more block for the pile. Now they're attacking. So we could kill the Torch Head with Conclude and something else. We can block the Collector with Swivel. Unfortunately, that means we're not getting full value of Swivel because we don't have a 2-cost attack in hand. So it'd be like Swivel, Carve Reality, follow up Conclude. Okay. I guess I have a little bit more energy than that, huh? So I guess I'll smite before the Conclude. No, I probably want to smite in divinity mode, if I can. I guess there's no better time to use it, though. So I'll just use it now. Because I have the energy, right? And the 7 block doesn't do anything. Okay. Yeah, Calipers put in some pretty good work there. I appreciate that. Alright, let's start getting into divinity mode. Vulnerable means that our wallop plus with pended next turn will probably be able to block out. Oh, he's not attacking. Surprise. Okay, so let's just wallop into wallop plus. We're missing a dex if we do that. We could strike wallop strike. We've got 3 decks. Get 4. I think I care more about getting more block now so that I can block next turn. Although we're divinity next turn, so if we divinity mode and draw any wallops, we're gonna block out. How much damage do these actually do? 20 plus 27. So we'd get to keep 32 block. That seems like plenty. I don't think we need the dex over that. Maybe I should have saved the pen nib for divinity mode, huh? Conclude does 36 AoE. Seems good. So we want to kill both torch heads, I think, unless we're killing Collector. So max damage is Carve Reality, Smite, Strike, Just Lucky, Conclude. So it's going to be 13. Oh wait, no, he's not vulnerable anymore. I kind of don't think it would. It would have just hit a strike, it looks like. So it's 13 plus 12 is going to turn to 24. That's not quite true. We're weak. So 24 minus 6, so 18. So 13 plus 18 is 31, plus 13 is 43, plus 6 is 49, plus 36 is 85, so it's not lethal on Collector yet. Okay, so we gotta do 11 damage to him, or sorry, 9 damage to him and 7 damage to him. Unfortunately, that means 13 damage to both, but that's okay. I'll keep a wallop for next turn, sure, why not? Oops, should have played the defend. That was free block. Forgot about that. Worship does not take us into divinity right now, but we're already blocked out. Let's do follow-up first. He's got armor, so the wallops wouldn't currently hit very hard. But they hit harder than strikes, so let's play them. Alright, Worship goes into divinity now. Let's see, so if we go into divinity, I would like to kill him with the next attack, ideally. It doesn't look like that's going to be possible. But whatever, we'll get a big damage attack. Yeah, we're off by a little bit. That's too bad. Alright. Wasted pen, but that's okay. We won the fight. Didn't use any resources either. Ragnarok also goes quite nicely with divinity. Are we omnisciencing anything? We could omniscience devotion, go into divinity every other turn. And if we miss that, then we can still, like, even just like crush joints or a wallop, omniscience is super good with. Omniscience is very expensive, so it's hard to trigger kunai with it. Lessons learned, what would you do? Upgrade all my strikes and defends. We missed out on all of the cool events in Act 2. We didn't become a ghost, we didn't become a vampire, we didn't find ancient writing. We didn't even fight the Red Mask bandits. So our strikes and defends are kind of boring. And lessons learned would help upgrade those. Most of the other cards are upgraded already. If we could get lucky and hit a Vigilance or a Wallop or something, but most of the upgrades are not great. It's probably either Ragnarok or Skip. Maybe skip them. Lessons learned is also just like really expensive. We could pick up more energy. I don't know if we really want more energy. Are you talking about an energy relic, like the boss relic in a second? If we saw Snecko, I would probably pick it. We have a bunch of wallops and a swivel and a worship. And Snecko Eye plus Omniscience is insane. We could find Deva form. I don't know if we'd really be Deva forming. Yeah, I think we have to pick Omniscience, though. It's really good. Even just with worship, it just puts you into divinity immediately. Okay. We got like all the potions that don't work with Sacred Brew this act. We got Gambler's Brew, we got the upgrade the cards in your hand one, we got Smoke Bomb, we got them all. Alright, we are being offered more energy relics. Fusion Hammer and Runic Dome, specifically. Maybe we should have taken the lessons learned for this Fusion Hammer. But maybe we should just take the Fusion Hammer, even though we didn't take it. Black Star's an option. We have to fight at least one more elite if we want to get an Act 4 kill, which we do. And Black Star would give us at least one relic in that situation, so that's something. Runic Dome seems really dangerous, given that we're trying to... I don't know, is Runic Dome dangerous? Because we have Calipers, so we end up like trying to overblock for 1,000,000 a lot of the time. So maybe we don't care about the downside. I think we probably do, though. You don't get to name the exercise. Well, I appreciate the effort. Burpees are fun. I think we just take Fusion Hammer. Oh, does it say feel free to recommend? Okay. Fair enough. No, you're all good. I didn't realize there were instructions. Okay, so we have to go here. I don't mind this path, so I think we're fine to do that. Let's get into it. Eruption, Carve Reality, Smite. Gets us a Dex, and then we can exit Wrath if we want to. Or we could... let's see, can we play Vigilance and Swivel this turn? And still get a Dex? I think the answer is no. So we Vigilance, and then Swivel, and then Eruption. Eruption costs 0, so we get to keep the one last energy, and we get the 2 energy back. So yeah, we actually can. Okay. We should be hitting the spike if we have enough block for him. Oh my god, this is the first time we've procced a letter opener in the entire run. I totally forgot I had that. Okay, suddenly they are hitting us for a ton, and we can't draw. But that's okay, we can... Oh wait, we can draw. Let's draw. Okay, there's a wallop. Crush Joints, wallop. We could kill somebody with. 38 is a little bit too much, so we wouldn't get full value out of the wallop. I guess we can do them in reverse order, because we don't need the vulnerable. So we get 18 block from that one. And then we can just go ahead and knock this guy out too. We want to set up Pen Nib, but we don't want to take Spiker damage. Yeah, there's no... Oh wait, we can wallop. That's one way. Okay. Alright, so now it's exercise time.
get some more.
Yeah, I'm trying to work up to 20 is my current goal. When I started doing push-ups a couple of months ago, I did like 5. And I was like, uh-oh. That seems like I'm out of shape. Obviously still out of shape, but you know, one day. Wreath of Flame actually is kind of interesting. Wreath of Flame plus, you know, divinity pen nib wallop is an extra 20 damage. Hi, Coconut. You come up here? Yeah, it sucks that, like, exercise, like, being in good shape is like a temporary state of being. You have to keep it up, or else it fades away. We just skip this. I'm not super excited about any of these. The deck is working pretty well. I'd feel really stupid to skip an ancient potion and then get a really good potion next floor. But it would also feel really stupid to just throw away one of these potions because they're also super good. So I guess we're sticking with what we got. I guess we're blocking out. So we'll just do that. Get a free attack next turn. Let's draw cards first. Aha. I think we can afford to enter Wrath mode here. Get the wallop going. Yeah, swimming to work out is really uncomfortable for me. My wife loves it, but I do not. Okay, so we could enter Eruption and then end the turn in Calm. That would help us stack up block with Calipers. We could go into Calm and then Eruption to get energy to do nothing with. Or we could just stay in Eruption. Yeah, I think I like going back into Calm and stacking up block. Okay, Conclude next turn. Does Conclude change our mind? It does, actually. So Conclude is guaranteed lethal, so we'll just let that roll. Stay in Wrath mode. Get our second letter opener prac up the run. Okay, so we want Pen Nib charged, ideally. So, I guess we'll play one extra attack. Sure. Man, we're getting a potion every floor. Like, why am I not drinking potions? I guess I have it in my head that you should only use potions. Like, potions are a resource you should only use when you need them. But, like, I have White Beast Statue. Like, these have gotta go. They're 5 health, too. I think both Carve Reality and Third Eye are probably better than Skip here. We only have a couple of block cards. We've got Swivel, Sanctity, and then obviously all the Wallops for block. So I definitely don't mind a Third Eye. It also helps us set up for future turns. And setting up for future turns is pretty important, given that we have Kunai, Pen Nib, a bunch of divinity mode stuff. The Wallops. I think I'll take Third Eye. sticking to the potion. We could duplication potion omniscience and like have our turn be over. Yeah, third eye plus is quite nice. Omniscience into devotion is kind of what we were imagining doing here. That does actually mean we take 2 damage, because our max block is 9 after that. Do we heal for 10? Why do we heal for 10? You mean from potions? I'm not seeing it. I believe... Okay, so we're gonna do science. Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, we would heal for 5, I think. The way that Sacred Bark and Toy Ornith have to interact is Sacred Bark just like changes how the potions work, so it makes the potions do more stuff. It doesn't actually mean that you drink them twice. So let's do a little bit of science. I'm pretty sure how this works is if I Omniscience a power and then play Sanctity, I will not draw cards, because even though Omniscience is a skill, the power that it plays is not. So I'm pretty sure this is how this works, but I want to test my understanding here. Yep, it's not highlighted. Okay, so we're just going to take 2. Hopefully we'll be using one of these potions in the fight. Maybe I should have used the liquid bronze here, because it got a little bit of value that turn too. We can go into divinity right now. Divinity mode, and wallop blocks for 18. We're already blocking for 14. That seems good. I guess I did my math wrong. That blocked for more than I thought it was going to. Oh, because it's 3 times. Yeah, of course. So it's 27. Okay. We have enough block to hit a spiker if we want to. Hitting a spiker with flying sleeves is kind of a fraught endeavor, though. So let's just hit the other guy. And to save up some strength, some block with the other thing. Okay, hitting a spiker with wallop, a lot more reasonable. So let's do that. If we just play another wallop, we are saving a little bit of block. I guess we're going back into Divinity next turn. We might get the other wallop, although it's not super likely. Okay. I'll put a smite in my hand for when I'm in Divinity mode. Versus saving any block. Okay. We have the old Divinity mode wallop. We're probably going to smite this front guy to death. Let's get max block off the back guy. Okay. Setting him up to die. Alright, do we just drink a potion for 5 health here? I guess we're not attacking this turn. So I'll make that decision next turn, if it needs to be made. Okay, so here, if we want to not take damage, we have to actually defend Wallop, because Wallop is only going to block for 5, because he's only got 5 health. We're going to take 15 damage turns, so we need to have at least 10 block on deck. I guess we can just defend and conclude as well, but... so do we want to drink a potion for 5 health? We do get a new potion to replace it. This is not the last fight for the Mega Elite, so if we lose a potion, we're not necessarily losing it for specifically the Mega Elite. I think we do want the 5 health. Okay. We have 2 duplication motions. Well, now we it feels bad to waste either one. Wheel Kick is incredible in divinity mode. It's also good with Swivel. Gives us a little bit more card draw. These cards are all top tier. Cut Through Fate's great, Foresight's great. I'd probably take any of these over Skip. The deck does need some more card draw. We've been, that Sanctity has been our only card draw for forever, and now we're a 5 energy deck, so it can be a little bit difficult to spend all of our energy. We do have still have a bunch of expensive stuff, not the least of which is Omniscience, which spends almost all of our energy per turn. But now we're going into Divinity pretty regularly too, so we have even more energy than that. Wheel Kick helps us find the wallops. Also does 45 damage in Divinity mode, which is nothing to sneeze at. Okay. It's kind of an expensive red mask. It's not crazy. We're not going to another shop unless one of these question marks is one. Probably going to these fires. This Act 3 elites never have artifact charges, so it's not useful for that. Having people be weak on turn 1 though is really useful. We've got Horn Cleat, so from turn 2 on, we're probably planning on having block up with Calipers. So turn 1 is kind of a gap where we're sort of expecting to take some damage. So I think I'll pay 134 gold to close that gap a little bit. Speaking of these fires, it is not at all clear to me what I'm going to do, because I can't smith. I can only recall at one of the fires, and there's 3 ahead of me. So I guess we're going to be resting. But we're at full health, and I'm not expected to take a ton of damage. Immediately takes a ton of damage. We cannot Duplication Potion conclude. That does not work the way you would want it to. We can Omniscience and attack to try and reduce his damage, which is good, but not quite as good as Omnisciencing Devotion, which is kind of what we were hoping to do. We could Duplication Potion Omniscience. We heal to full, play 2 copies of Devotion, and then 2 copies of Wallop Plus. If we play 2 copies of Eruption, we actually almost block out. We block for 27 and enter Wrath mode. Take 6. And then we're guaranteed to have an exit for Wrath mode next turn, because we'll have Worship to go into Divinity. I'm just afraid of spending one of the wallops. You know, I might need a wallop in the future. So if there's a creative solution, I'd prefer to take that. Could take the double Wheel Kick. It doesn't really seem like there's any harm in pulling through the deck a bunch. Yeah, let's do a double Wheel Kick. Okay. So we're gonna do this, and that twice, and then this twice. What happened? We only got one of our Wheel Kicks. Why did Devotion get played 3 times? Oh, we have... Our Duplication Potions are upgraded, so the next 2 cards we played get played twice. So we played Omniscience twice, and then the first card from Omniscience got played twice as well. So we ended up playing that 3 times. Okay, so we're going to restart, because I don't want that to happen. totally surprised by that interaction. If somebody had told me something weird was going to happen, I would have been able to figure it out, but I was not. Okay. I was not a glitch. That's the way that's supposed to work. It's just, I was not expecting it. Okay, so maybe what we do instead is duplication potion, double worship, double sanctity conclude, go into divinity, do 32 damage, keep a little bit of block. That works too. It doesn't doesn't get us the the omniscience thing, but we don't really need the omniscience thing. Alternately, we could just omniscience on devotion, and then duplication potion worship to enter divinity right now, and then conclude. The second proc of the potion would fail, because conclude would end our turn before the second one would play, but we'd still block out, and we'd have the devotion up. What if we just play Worship Sanctity, see what we draw, and then strike conclude in the worst case scenario? Block for 22 plus 9. That blocks out anyway, and it doesn't even use a potion. I don't know why I'm trying to use a potion here. We can do that at the end of the fight if we still need to. Okay. Swivel blocks for more than strike. So I guess we'll swivel conclude. Alright, many wallops. I guess let's play the wallops. Maybe this is duplication potion. We can still heal here. We actually get value out of it, because if we just double wallop, that does 24 plus 8 is 32, so he'd still be hitting us. Barely, because we'd be blocking for 32 plus 14 is 46, so he'd be hitting us for 4. It's not like a huge use of the potion, but... oh wait, actually the second wallop would be doubled, so he wouldn't be hitting us. Plus the wallop's block, which I somehow didn't account for, despite the fact that I've played 100 wallops this run. Okay, alright, we don't need to spend the potion this turn, so we won't. We don't have to play Flying Sleeves right now. It gets us a dex and blocks for 8. Seems like it's good enough. Okay, it seems like wheel kick is happening. Once again, we could duplication potion the wheel kick. Blocks for 30. We've still got 4 turns left where we have to block, so we might need the duplication potion more in the future. We have wheel kick, follow up, strike here to block for 15, 22, 28. Which doesn't quite block out, but wheel kick probably finds something that does. Okay, so we don't need a potion yet, so let's not use one yet. We could block with either strike or vigilance. Vigilance blocks for slightly more and puts us in calm, so that seems better. We don't get to save any block though. Alright, now that we finally actually can't block naturally, the duplication potion isn't helping us. Max block here is duplication potion, double strike, double just lucky. The second just lucky would have the dex from Kunai, because we played 3 attacks before it. So we'd be blocking for 18 with this, and then with the damage from these, we'd be blocking for 6. So it's 24, and then we'd be blocking for 9 with the actual block. So that's 33, which is nowhere close to 70. It seems like that's the best we can do this turn. 30 seems fine for next turn. We still do have these. We could drink the other duplication potion. But I would like to have that left for the boss, plus whatever potion we get from this fight. We're currently blocking for 16 plus 9 is 25 versus 46, so we're taking 21. If we... Also, duplication potion doesn't work because we get velvet choked. So let's not plan on that. Next turn is going to be scary too. If we devotion, then the turn after next turn is a little bit less scary because we go into divinity. But positioning that against taking 8 damage right now seems wrong. I'm aware of Joker. I'm not going to run into it. So we're going to play 1 defend, and then we're choosing about whether we want to play the last defend with the last Joker charge, or if we're going to play devotion. That's true, but now we do have a reason to rest. Unfortunately, the rest side is after the Mega Elite, so we could lose to the Mega Elite here. I think let's play Devotion so that we're in Divinity during the 100 attack turn. And let's just pray we can survive next turn. Okay, good. We found Wallop. That should be good enough. Wallop is so insane in this fight. Okay, so my suspicion is that if we do a lot of damage, we will have blocked out by the end of it. I'm not going to confirm that suspicion with math, I'm just going to do it. I was planning on playing Crush Joints, but now I have Pen Nib, so I have to play Wallop, right? Wallop next turn, defends are bad. We'll save the Smite for next turn, we're already blocked out. Okay. He is dying this turn, so we just are trying to set Pen Nib back up as well as blocking out. Let's Wheel Kick, see what the options are. Okay, I think it's just to play 4 more attacks, .jpeg. Okay. Setting up to 8's not bad. Also blocking for 139 is kind of funny. Alright, an attack potion. One of the Act 3 elites is a AoE fight, sorta, Reprimancer. So we can take Bowling Bash for that. Flurry of Blows actually has a little bit more utility than last time we talked about it, now that we're reliably going into Divinity mode. Because Flurry of Blows does come back when you enter Divinity mode. It only does 12 damage when it does so, though. That does help you set up Pen Nib Wallops sometimes. But we also are already running into Velvet Choker problems on the Divinity turn. And Flurry of Blows makes that significantly worse, so I think we're going to skip Flurry. I don't think we're in the mood for another Sanctity. I think these are probably all worse than skip. Bowling Bash is probably the closest for the Reprimancer considerations. We're pretty good at Reprimancer, I think. We just wall up on daggers. Alright, let's find out if we are good on Reprimancer. I said her name, so she showed up. Just like Beetlejuice in that way. We can draw cards with Defend Sanctity. But maybe we want to play these attack potion cards this turn. Let's see what these cards are first. Okay, probably want to play the 3 attacks to get a dex. We're already blocked out, kinda. It would make me feel a little bit safer if I was killing a dagger this turn. No worries, yeah, it's I have definitely been in the situation where you like slow motion horror movie screaming, you're like, no, while the streamer makes a mistake. Don't do it. Yesterday, at the end of my stream, I rated somebody who was their first Slay the Spire experience, and they did really well. They were trying very hard, and you know, they were on Ascension 1, so it was quite a bit easier, but they were making a lot of really good decisions. But they almost lost their run because they were playing Defect against Nemesis, and they were like, okay, I can just press end turn, and she's gonna die to the lightning orbs. And chat was like, no, don't do it, he's intangible. And yeah. She did manage to listen to chat in time, but it was a photos taken 10 seconds before disaster situation. Okay, so we're gonna play all 3 attacks. Second one's gonna get pen nibbed. That's gonna be the strike because it does the most damage. We're gonna target the one with the lowest health. We're doing 6 plus 18 is 24. So I guess we'll kill him with those 2 and then follow up on the front one. I guess that Smite also would have done 24 damage with the pen nib. I'll keep Smite now. There's no reason to play this block, but there's... Oh. There was a reason to play the block. Man, I have not been on top of my letter opener procs this run. Okay, we have Eruption Wallop. Is that too dangerous? We have Swivel as well. Smite can kill this front dagger if we're in Wrath mode. We could Omniscience something. We could Duplication Potion the Wallop. So that would be like Eruption, Duplication, Swivel, Wallop, Smite. Actually, there's not really a good target for Eruption, Duplication, Wallop, because then we're doing 36 damage to a target. And we'd like to kill a dagger, but we can only get 25 block out of that. In that line, it seems like we're killing this dagger and one of these 2, probably this one, because he has more health. And then she's hitting us for... what's it, 68, he's hitting us for 18. It's a lot of damage. 25 block is not really enough for that situation. We could play Omniscience and go get... we could Duplication Potion Omniscience and get Worship Conclude. So we'd play 3 copies of Worship. Thanks for the follow, DracoK 7243. 7243. I have no idea what those numbers mean. I always try to interpret the numbers. 7243, those just seem like random numbers. Maybe that's your password or something. I'll try that out later off stream. I'm not gonna do that. So we would get a single divinity mode conclude from that, which would clear all the daggers, but then we'd still take 20 damage from Reptomancer. I suppose 15 net damage because we would heal for 5. We would also get to keep 5, whatchamacallit, Mantra. Well, what else are we doing? I guess let's see what's in the attack potion. Fear Noble is pretty interesting. Getting 2 copies of that. So now we can enter Eruption, do a Wallop, and exit Eruption while killing daggers. That seems pretty good. How do we triple Wallop? Oh, you mean Omniscience Wallop? I guess that's a thing. That's true. We could actually Duplication Potion and then double Eruption, triple Wallop. I'm pretty sure that still doesn't block out. Maybe that does block out. It doesn't pen nib, It would hit for 12, so 24 3 times. That's a hell of a lot of damage. 24 times 3 is 72. Okay, so we're gonna Eruption, and then we're gonna Smite to kill this front dagger. We're gonna wallop one of these two, and we're gonna Fear No Evil to finish off one of these two. Get back out of Eruption, and then like, can we fit in a Third Eye and a Swivel with that? Let's see, how many cards is that? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can fit in about two more cards. That seems fine. Swivel before the Eruption for energy. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Only costs 3 energy, 4 energy if you count Third Eye. Okay, that seems okay. Eruption plus wallop. So this does 18 damage, 18 plus. I guess we'll use Fear No Evil to finish one off. So it'll be 18 plus 16, which is enough to kill either one. So we'll Eruption on this one, and then wallop Fear No Evil on that one, Smite on that one. Okay, gotta do the Swivel before the wallop. And then Smite before we leave Wrath mode. And then leave Wrath mode. I guess it's better to do it on this one, huh? That was slightly wrong, so I should have done the Eruption on this target and then the wallop on this one. That would leave him at 6 health rather than him at 7. But that's okay. Okay, so we're blocked out. We can Third Eye to set up next turn. Or we can Fear No Evil to kill this dagger. I think I like killing the dagger better. It also sets up Pen Nib a little bit better. Scrying for 5 does do a really good job of setting up next turn, though. You know what else does a good job of setting up next turn? Killing this dagger. So, let's do that. Okay. There's Devotion and Worship. Doesn't look like we can get a Dex proc this turn without Duplication Potion, or even with it. So let's just play some other cards. We're not going to be able to save any block. So there's kind of no point in this. Wallop for next unit seems great. Alright. Almost into Divinity, not quite. We could Duplication Potion Wallop, which is both fun and entertaining. Alongside that, we would probably Wheel Kick Strike this back one to kill him. We would do 24 from this one and 18 from this one, so that's 32. No, that's 42 minus the 8, so we'd block for 34, which is enough to block her out, but then we would take a little bit of damage, losing 2 net health. We would also draw 2 cards, so let's draw those cards first and see what they are. Aha, another Wallop plus. Well, that, I think, means we're blocking out that line. Maybe we don't need the, maybe we don't need the Duplication Potion, because we have the, Pen Nib. If we don't don't Duplication Potion, we can Wallop on the dagger right now to block for 22. And then she's going to hit us for 32. And we can only block... this does 12, so 4 of it. Or 7 of it, I suppose. I guess 8, because we're going to get a Dex proc with the Wallop. So then we take 2 damage to save the Duplication Potion. Seems worth it. Oh wait, I can't wallop and then defend, I don't have enough energy. Okay, well let's just wallop then. I guess we're taking 10 instead. Now we've got 10 energy, unhelpfully. Exiting Calm and entering Divinity. Fear No Evil is actually going to cause us to exit Divinity, so we might not be able to play it here. We did not end last turn with a skill, so we can't get Crush Joints to work. We might want a Duplication Potion this turn. It would probably be Duplication Potion, double Crush Joints, double Flying Sleeves, and then, like, Strike Conclude. We'd probably only do that if it's lethal. Double Crush Joints is 44 plus, each of these is 18, so together they are 36. 44 plus 36 is 80. 80 plus 13 is 93, plus 36 is 126. Wait, 93 plus... No, it's 129. Double Conclude works in the worst possible way. The first one ends your turn, and so the second one does not happen. So it's not lethal. It is a ton of damage, but it looks like we're taking 34 no matter what we're doing here. So we might as well save the Duplication Potion for a turn when it does something. I mean, currently it does 22 plus 18 damage, so it does 40 damage, which is, you know, some good damage. But I'd rather hit it on whatchamacallums, wallops. I think we're just skipping Fear No Evil this turn, because it costs too much conclude damage. It does get us an extra kunai proc, which maybe we care about. Also, it puts us in Calm next turn, which is, like, potentially relevant. If we go into Eruption, it gets us extra energy. Playing Fear No Evil, no, it's not the same, because so Fear No Evil does 18, and then Conclude does 12 instead of 36. Wait, that doesn't seem right. It does 16. Why does it say... Oh, I'm weak right now. Okay, so it would do whatever. Yeah, it would probably do 12. Which is only 30 damage, so we'd be missing out on 6. Losing 6 damage to enter Calm seems reasonable. Enter Calm and get a kunai. Proc. She's trying to kill us. Somebody stop her. We can Omniscience Sanctity, which presumably we can use to block out. Omniscience Swivel Sanctity. That would mean Sanctity draws cards. We can't play any of the cards because we have 0 energy left. We could Eruption before we Omniscience. And then we'd have 1 energy left, but after we Sanctity. That's 1, 4, 5 cards, so we'd only be able to play 1 of them. And we would be in Wrath mode, so the Omniscience card would probably have to be Wallop, so Sanctity would not draw cards. So if I Eruption, I have 6 energy, and then I can Omniscience for double Wallop and then regular Wallop. So it would do 48 for the Omniscience Wallop Plus, presuming there's a Wallop Plus, there is. And then 18 for this one. Well, we're using all of our Velvet Choker even without Duplication Potion, so the pot isn't really doing anything right now. So this, okay, sorry, so this was 48, was it? Yeah, so it's 24 twice, 48 plus 18, so that's 64? No, 66. 66 minus 8 is 58, and she'd be hitting us for 64, so we'd take a net 6 damage, go to 15. We survive that. Actually, do we proc Pendant with that? We're playing 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks. Yes, we do. So if we Eruption, Wallop, and then Omniscience, the second Wallop plus gets Pendibbed, so we block for 24 more than that. So we do block out. Okay, let's do that then. We also block for a little bit more than I anticipated because the Eruption took the armor. Okay. Looks like we got there. Ooh, there's a Hearthstone update. Got a shovel. Well, that's something we can do at campsites if we didn't need to rest. But we do need to rest. Cut Through Fate makes our Velvet Choker problems worse. But it is an attack that procs Q9. I don't think that's super valuable. Simmering Fury seems pretty nice. We're trying to set up like Penib Wallops, and most of the time we're trying to set them up into Divinity mode. Does anybody know how Simmering Fury interacts with Devotion? Do I like enter Wrath mode and then enter Divinity mode, or do I enter Divinity mode and then Wrath mode? The start of your turn, gain 3 mantra. At the start of your turn, enter Wrath. It's not clear at all. Can I look this up? Devotion plus Simmering Fury. Person on Reddit says, for example, I just had a turn where Devotion gave me enough mantra to enter Divinity, and Simmering Fury wanted to put me into Wrath, and Mayhem played something that put me into Calm. Well, that gives me no information about how it actually worked, because what you told me is Mayhem goes last. Yeah, nobody in the comments is answering either. Okay, well that's irritating. The wiki... Oh, okay. Somebody actually answers this on the wiki. If you proc Divinity from Devotion at the same turn, you go into Divinity Stance. And you test it in version 2. Okay. That's very useful. But how am I supposed to know that? Yeah, so we end in Divinity. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, Simmering Fury is great then, right? It's like pretty low risk. Let's do it. Do we fight these guys? We're at 21 health. Could definitely die. We have some pretty good potions. Fire Potion does 40 damage. I want rare relics too. What's our chance of dying here? I think the balance point is like 5%. If it's 5% or less chance of dying, I should do it. If it's higher than 5% chance, I think I probably shouldn't do it. I think we probably only win like 90% of the time. I don't know, these potions are pretty powerful. But then if we spend both potions, is it still worth it? Yeah, it is, because we just have hallway fights from here out. Question marks. Alright, let's fight him. Okay, not much choice this turn. We could use Duplication Potion to play Vigilance twice. So when we go like double Vigilance, double Strike, Strike Conclude. Actually, we'd probably go Strike, then Duplication Potion, then double Strike, then double Vigilance, because then the Vigilances would get Dex bonus. So they'd both block for 9 for 18 total. Take 2. That seems right. Let's go for this one, try and execute him. Okay, so we have Wallop plus. We want to get him to 40 without wasting much damage. If we like swivel Crush Joints Wallop minus, does it get to 40? So it does 10, he goes to 54, and then Wallop does 13, so he's off by a little bit. So it'd have to be Crush Joints Wallop plus. And Crush Joints has to hit. Like, has to proc. That seems fine. We do have to swivel before the Crush Joints, too. We can't do it with Defend. Or if we do it with Defend, we can't play Swivel at the end of the turn, which I think is something we'd want to do. We are blocked out here, so we don't have to Fire Pot. But if we Fire Pot, we save a bunch of armor, and then we get to keep it with Calipers. Which I think is something we want to do. Okay. That should resolve the fight. Alright, get an extra dex proc, get some block, set up a worship. A little bit short on block here. 7 plus 12 is 19, plus 8 is 27, nowhere near lethal. We could play those 3 and then Third Eye to block for 12. None of this stuff draws. Okay. Let's get rid of that. We're not going into divinity mode next turn, and that next turn's the last turn, so eruption's probably good. Let's go like that. I don't think either of these matters, but I guess I generally prefer to play that one first. Okay, Pen Nib. So I think we play any 2 attacks are going to kill him, unfortunately. Alright, well, we got through it. We did spend both potions, we also lost a lot of health. There's an establishment. The only establishment combos we have are Flying Sleeves and Worship. Establishment is a generally pretty exciting card, but I think we're skipping it here. The deck is pretty full of stuff. Now we have Peace Pipe and Shovel. We got them right in a row. I think we're skipping. And now that we have Shovel and Peace Pipe, let's rest. This is going to be the Sapphire Key, I think. And I think we need to rest again. I think we're a little spooked out here. Surprise shop, okay. Nothing super fancy is popping out at me. Probably just a card remove. Oh, we probably want to buy a potion, huh? 4 decks seems pretty good. Halt is a little bit better now than last time I looked at it, because now we have an additional way to enter Wrath with the Simmering Fury. But we also have a 30-card deck now, so I'm not wildly excited. We also have more card draw than we used to have. Wheel Kick and Simmering Fury should help out a bit. No, I think we're going to skip Halt. If it was Halt Plus, maybe. Right. Writhing Mass. Yeah, this shovel is so useful. Conclude is terrible against Writhing Mass because you don't get to find out what he changes into. I think we maybe just deck spot right now. This is a pretty dangerous fight, so I'll respect it. Okay, we don't want that. Alright, I guess we're willing to live with that. It could get... How much worse could it get? He's got this one and the multi-attack do about the same amount of damage. He could switch back to Curse. We do also do some damage when we conclude. We get a Dex proc too. Set up Pendant. Alright, I'll take the shot at the Curse here. Oh great, okay. That's the best outcome. Excellent. Okay, Eruption Wallop is good. We waste the Pendib a little bit. But not a ton. Eruption's getting through most of the block. If it did 2 less damage, it would be a little bit better here, which is weird. Or I guess 1 less damage on the card. 2 less damage as a result of Pendib. We could just try and block this turn with Third Eye Sanctity. I mean, that blocks out pretty easily. And then just not Wallop. Save the Pendib for when we're in Divinity mode, maybe. Let's Third Eye and see what we're getting next turn. These are all kind of garbage. Get rid of all these and that. Do we want to get rid of that? We'll keep that one. I guess we'll draw it right now and just enter Calm. Block for a bundle. I like this deck. We can be fast in fast fights and slow in slow fights. We have the capability of doing both. We can just like Wrath mode and try and blow people up, or we can like try and stack up Calipers. Do it all. Pendib Wallop can block out this turn. Simmering Fury could draw us Devotion, and then we can Wheel Kick or Wallop while we're in Wrath mode. We can't block out without Wallop this turn, so let's see what we get in terms of intent. Okay. That's fine. I think... Do we follow up on that? We still have enough energy for follow-up Wallop and Simmering Fury. And if it's an emergency, we can strike to change his intent. It seems okay. That's not an emergency. Okay. Great, then we can Simmering Fury. Okay. Here's our Wrath mode Wallop. Probably want to get rid of some of his armor first. Carve Reality does that nicely. Actually, Flying Sleeves does it perfectly. Perfect is better than nice, I suppose. see, we could Omniscience specifically this card to defend. He's hitting for 42, I believe. Wait, no. 54. 54 is quite a bit. We are not blocking for that much. So maybe we do Omniscience that defend. That blocks for, let's see, 22. So we go up to 56. That means we're skipping Devotion, which I'm not super excited about. We also get some block from Just Lucky. Just Lucky is doing 6 damage, 8 block here. We could also wheel kick just to shuffle and try and find some, find like a wallop or something. We'd also draw the defend, so we could wheel kick defend. We cannot wheel kick Omniscience, obviously we don't have enough energy. Although we could technically wheel kick Bottled Miracle Omniscience, but then we would use up all of our Velvet Choker by the time we got there. So we could play the card Omniscience, but we would get nothing out of it. Actually, I guess it would exhaust the chosen card. Does that work? Thanks for the follow, Finchy. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. What is your favorite card? We're trying to eat some spaghetti. We're also trying not to be eaten by our spaghetti. Get some very rude spaghetti. I think Omniscience Defend is fine. It's weird that you have to choose it. We are blocked out. Changing his intention is pretty suspect here. We do get an extra dex. We could also potentially end up saving armor. This is his max damage. I like the idea of saving armor. I don't like the risk of getting a curse. We do a peace pipe. But I think we need to recall here. I think we'll take the chance. Okay, we saved some armor. Got a dex. This Writhing Mass has 0 chill. He's just coming at us. It's probably a strike double wallop. Let's see what his intention changes to. Yeah, it looks like we're blocking out. Okay. I was not thinking that he was about him changing his intention again after that second one. It seems like this is the Bottled Miracle and a Strike, just to change him one more time. It's a pretty big mistake. Okay, we got out of it though. Yikes. We cannot Miracle Simmering Fury because we don't have the time on the Velvet Choker. Alright, we can just kill him with Conclude. That is a poor job of setting up Pendant for the next fight. Seems like we could do slightly better. I'll take it. Okay. Liquid Bronze is good for the heart. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold it that long with the White Beast statue. I think these are all pass. Okay. Triple Jawworm. Statistically, I think this is one of the most dangerous fights in Act 3. I think this claims among more characters than any other fight. Let's find something to draw. We can draw it. I think we're just going to draw a Swivel and play that. I'll take the Just Lucky too. Why not? This damage doesn't matter because it's not actually hitting anybody. I guess I should have played the strike before the swivel, because now I've got strike damage versus keeping the swivel proc. They are hitting for 21, so even if I defend, I don't save any block. Yeah, I think the swivel proc is worth more than 5 damage. Once again, I forgot about letter opening. Alright, we've got Eruption Wallop Plus here. He's going to hit for 44 once we go into Eruption, which is quite a bit. Are we killing him? So we're doing 9, which gets rid of all of his armor, and then 24, and then 18. 24 plus 18 is 42. Not quite enough. We could kill him to damage return, but that doesn't really help us save health. It is blocking for 42 though, so he's not hitting us. So I think it's worth it. And it looks like we get to save a tiny bit of that block for next turn. But now we're in Wrath mode. What are we doing here? I think we're probably crush jointsing on one of these two. He's doing more damage, and he's got less health, so let's do him. And then we want to do a low amount of damage to him to finish him off. And then, can we kill him? 24 plus 14, seems like. Quite a waste of damage here. But it looks like we have to do it. And then try and save our lives and draw some cards next turn. Alright, I think we're just doing damage here. Pen nib for next fight is not well set up. We did what we could. We got the deck spot back, that's nice. I think these are all passes. Alright, we shape fight. Wallop is bad against Spirit Guardian. I think this turn is just Devotion, Wallop, Strike, Defend. Conclude's good. We can Eruption Conclude. Doesn't quite kill the Repulsor. If we Eruption, Strike, Wallop, Conclude, do we kill Spirit Guardian? So it's 9 plus 24 is 33, plus 18 is 51, plus 32 is 83. Nope. It does get through his armor a little bit, but we can't get block return from Wallop because Conclude has to be the last card. Alright, so it seems like we're just focused on blocking. We might go into Eruption anyway. And then just take the 20 block from the Exploder kill on Wallop. That seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, we can go back into Calm to save more block. We're missing out on a Kunai proc, but that's okay. We're frail next turn, so keeping block is really important. It seems like all we can do now is get a Dex proc. Oh wait, we can go into Divinity. Maybe get a kill. So this is 6 plus 12 is 18, plus 7 is 25, plus 6 is 31. 31 times 3 is 93. Ooh, we're 2 off of killing Spirit Guardian, really? Well, that means we could drink the liquid bronze and have him die to the first damage return so he doesn't hit us the second time, which saves us some pretty significant health. Oh wait, we have Pendant triggering, so we are actually going to kill him. Okay. Well, I'll take that too. I appear to have dramatically underestimated the damage. I'm not sure what I did wrong on the math. Maybe I just forgot about smite. It doesn't... I think I counted the smite. I'm not sure what I did wrong. But I was way off. Duplication potion is actually pretty problematic with this Velvet Choker. Thanks to the follow, Vault Tech Director. Very nice. It took me a second to read because of the 2 T's in a row, but I got there. Vault Tech. It's a Fallout reference. Doesn't that make you an overseer? I feel like the directors in that system are usually overseers, unless you're claiming to be somebody at the home office. Yeah, it was Divinity and Pen Nib is the reason I got it wrong. So it ended up being 6 times instead of, yeah, I knew that I had more damage from the Pen Nib, I just didn't actually calculate how much it was, on the smite. And it's a heck of a lot. Should have drank this liquid bronze. If I knew I was getting duplication potion, I would have, but liquid bronze is pretty good. I wish I could drink it now. I don't understand why I can't drink it now. Like, I understand that it's not in a fight, but like, I want the health. Why can't I drink it? Is it like dangerous to drink it if people aren't currently attacking you? I don't understand. The mechanics suggest I should be able to drink it right now. You can drink some potions now, just not this one. I mean, I understand that you wouldn't want people to drink it by accident, but like, it's not an accident. I have Toy Ornithopter. I want to use it right now. Okay. We have to recall if we want an Act 4 win. We could just try and get a win by resting. I don't think we're getting an Act 4 win. I think we're dying to one of these bosses if we don't rest. But, I see Vault-Tec CEO. Well. Why not Vault-Tec Exec? That's what my backup would have been. It rhymes. Okay, we'll go for the Act 4. We could turn 1 Omniscience our Devotion, which is normally a good thing to do. It does make Awaken 1 a little bit stronger. I'm not really convinced it's bad, though. We're definitely drinking the Dex Pot this fight. So then if we Third Eye would block for 13, he gets 4 Strength, goes up to 20, we take 7. Vault Tech. But that makes him, you know, have a, he's down in the vault's turn to wrench, you know. He wants to be the CEO. In my head, the Vault Tech, the Valve and Fallout universes are the same universe. The Vault Tech and like Aperture Science are basically the same company, and the CEO of Vault Tech is the dude from Portal 2, who's always yelling at you, Clive Barker or whatever. That's who I have in my head for the current Vault Tech CEO. Let's see. I think it's worth it to go into Divinity all the time. Take some damage here. We also get to set up for next turn. Conclude is going to be great if we're in Divinity, even if we're not in Divinity. It's really good. Yeah. Cave Johnson, that's right. What did I call him? I called him something different, but it seemed right. He's voiced by that one guy who's always playing like a drill sergeant. Or he never. I don't know if I've ever actually seen him play a drill sergeant, but he always seems like a drill sergeant. I don't know if that makes any sense. This is probably the duplication potion. We're gonna like double wall up this guy and double wall up this way, and then like conclude kill them. I think the math doesn't quite work for that. So this is 24 for duplication potion hit. This does 18. 24 plus 18 is some number. 52. I wish I was in Divinity. It will be next turn, so I guess I'll retain Flying Sleeves for that. Alright, I think we'll take a little bit of over damage on the front cultist. I think that's fine. Oh, I guess it's only off by 2. I thought it was more than that. Alright, so now we're Divinity mode, double walloping. Should be able to stabilize the fight from here. I don't want to miss any block, so we're going to put Vis Wallop on that guy. And then execute him with a strike. I guess play the last 2 cards. I guess I'll play Flying Sleeves now while I'm in Divinity. Is that a good idea? Could get me a Dex proc later. Yeah, all it does now is 24 damage. Alright, we can worship and go back in Divinity. We can do science and figure out exactly how Simmering Fury and Mantra work, and Devotion work. Figure it out for ourselves, not rely on some shady forum goer. Are we getting a wall up next turn? We are not. We're getting Eruption, which is going to be really awkward, because we're going to be in Divinity. We already have, we played a skill last turn, so Crush Joints is already active. You can tell by the yellow border. They're trying to help you. So we're going to do that, and I guess Just Lucky could theoretically get rid of the Eruption. Oh, we don't need Divinity this turn, so I'm going to save Worship until... there's going to be a turn later when we're randomly out of Divinity, and we have a Wallop in hand, so I'm saving Worship for that. I'm going to get a Dex before I play Just Lucky. Okay, good. We can get rid of Eruption. Great. Alright, and then we'll Simmering Fury. Alright, we're going to Wrath. Yeah. Okay, great. And then we go into Divinity. Well, that's the way I would have wanted it. Alright, so now we have Divinity Wallop. Pendant is kind of coming up. We can actually get that too. We can Strike, Carve Reality, Smite, Wallop. So let's get it. Whap. 108 damage. We are going into Divinity again next turn, so we can play Simmering Fury. I think I'd prefer to play Swivel Sanctity. Or Sanctity Swivel. We don't want to draw cards now, but we want to get an absolute crap ton of block. I think that's the priority here. Yeah, just casually blocking for 108 with a Wallop. Divinity Wallop is a thing. You can do it. I'll Flying Sleeves for the Dex. And then double defend. Alright, next turn is one of the turns when we would normally not be in Divinity. I'll go ahead and Worship now, just to make it so that we do go into Divinity. So I've got the time. Okay. We're not triggering Pen Nib. We can try and set up for next fight. We do not want to play Vigilance, even though it would trigger Crush Giants. It would exit Divinity mode, which is a net loss of many block. Don't really need those anymore. Okay. Does Conclude end the fight? No. Does a lot of damage, not that much damage. We're going to end the turn with Conclude. Let's third eye first. I don't want that. We can swivel into Crush Joints. Are we trying to end the fight or extend the fight currently? Looks like we might be trying to extend the fight. Set up the pendant for next fight. Okay, I guess that's extended enough. Works for me. Alright, Swivel Wallop blocks for a lot. We are missing out a little bit. I would love to Strike, follow up Wallop, and then Swivel Defend, but I don't think I have enough energy for that. Yeah, these are technically different floors. You don't get to make a map decision in the middle, which is pretty weird. But yeah, it does like you do climb a little bit in the middle theoretically. So you lose your Calipers block. I think we have to swivel before we wall, unfortunately. There's no way around it. We also aren't proccing Pendant this turn, so. Alright. You also don't get like a card reward from the bosses, which is upsetting. Okay, let's wheel kick first. Oh wait, let's wallop first. We want that block. Let's pendants now. Let's wheel kick. Simmering Fury, good idea or bad idea? I think bad idea. I think good idea here is Strike. Get a Dex. Plated armor is cramping my style. I need to be blocking with Wallop, and I can't right now. I can block with Third Eye though. That's nice. So we can Wallop, Strike, Just Lucky, and that spends 3 energy, and then Third Eye defend with Dex to end the turn. Strike and Just Lucky can work on that armor. So the Wallop actually does something. Getting Devotion up seems like a pretty big deal. Seems like we're going to want to play Sanctity next turn. Seems like maybe we'll skip Conclude. And Carve Realm. Alright, played a skill last, so Sanctity is already active. Let's see what's in that box. Missions for one of these 2 cards. No thank you. Okay, so we want to play Wallop. It would block for 2 more if he did not have armor. We could use Strike to accomplish that. But otherwise, Strike seems like a bit of a waste of energy. Probably want to play Wallop and Devotion, which only leaves one extra. So it's either going to be that strike or defend. And defend blocks for more than strike. The strike blocks for 2. Okay. Again, taking a little bit of damage this turn. Nothing lethal, but doesn't feel nice. Omniscience now could block. We could Omniscience a Swivel. And then what? Have no energy to do anything else, I suppose. The alternate plan is Crush Joints, Flying Sleeves of Vigilance, which just blocks for 11. I suppose if I Omniscience and then Swivel, I could follow up with Flying Sleeves. It's not clear why I would want to do that. So let's do Crush Joints and then Omniscience for Swivel. It's definitely not perfect, but it does something. We could do Sanctity too. Blocks for slightly less. But draws some cards that I can't play. Or we could Third Eye, also blocks for slightly less, but lets us set up our next turn really precisely. I think I'll take Swivel. We have 3 attacks this turn, which means we can proc Kunai and do Pen Nib. Pen Nib on Wallop Plus. Seems like what we want to do. We can also go into Divinity. Divinity Pen Nib Wallop Plus is literally like what this deck is trying to do. So let's do that thing. Okay, so that should block out for a little while. Wallop in Wrath mode next turn could work. Let's get rid of the other things. If we go into Wrath mode here, we are not going back into Divinity. So we're not guaranteed to be safe. We're taking 42 damage off of our 85 block, so we're going to be left with 43 block, which will then go down to 28. He's going to be hitting for 42 also, so 28 is not enough. Especially for a draft mode. And there's no exit over here, so I think we skip Simmering Fury. What if we get 2 Wallops? Maybe we can get it. It would be nice to kill Donu as well before he buffs again. I think we're only doing that if we go into Wrath mode here. So how do we do 76 damage? If we're in Wrath mode, no Pen Nib possible. So our max damage next turn is like Conclude, Wallop, Carve Reality, Smite. We don't have any zero cost attacks left. So that's all the energy. And then I guess just Lucky for a little bit of extra damage. So it's 32 plus... actually, I guess Wallop does less damage than Strike Follow-Up. But Strike Follow-Up doesn't block. So, okay, so Conclude Wallop does 32 plus 24. 24 plus 32 is 56 plus 12 is 68 plus 24 is way more than we need to kill Donu. Okay, so how likely is it that we kill Donu is really the question. We basically have to drop Conclude and carve reality. And the other bits are a little bit more flexible. And we have to draw a wallop so that we block. We're drawing 7 cards out of 16. Not super likely. But I think this is the best shot we're going to have at finishing off Donu and trying to stabilize the fight. So let's go for it. We got a pretty good set of cards to attack with here. We can probably block out with the wallops. So we're like Eruption follow-up, double wallop. Just lucky. Yeah, I think that kills Donu and blocks out. He's only got 1 armor, so we should just start walloping him now so he doesn't die on us. I don't know if that's actually a concern. He did not die, but he'll die to the whatchamacallit. Oh my god, I got rid of the... What was I thinking? Why did I get rid of the conclude? Alright. He'll die to the carve reality then. He did get in an extra whatchamacallit, buff before he died. Could save 5 block here. It's gonna be close. Alright. But we're divinity and walloping here, so we should be okay. We don't get to pen nib. We get to set it up for next turn, but we don't get to proc it. Get an extra dex, block a bunch. Okay. We should be fine now. We made it through. Let's go into Calm and into Wrath next turn, so we get a bunch of extra energy. Oh, we should play Defend. That was a mistake. Would have gotten free block out of that. Sanctity never draws. Yeah, that was... probably shouldn't have played the Simmering Fury. I should have thought about that more. So he's hitting us for nearly 100 here. So we have to have both the wallops hit for full, and we have to play Sanctity. So that's 4 energy, 5 energy. Got 2 left. Flying Sleeves Eruption is max damage. We don't need max damage to get through the plated armor. Eruption Strike does it, and then we can save Flying Sleeves for Divinity. Looks like we're dying though. Trap. Yeah, that definitely seemed winnable. It wasn't quite as strong as I was thinking it would be. Back when I would pick like the 4th wallop, I was like, we're in great shape. And then we like, I don't know if we should have added any of this stuff. I think the Omniscience was a mistake. The Worship was good. The Worship was correct, I think. It definitely could have been a win. I don't know if we were ever killing the Heart, though. Definitely made some mistakes, for sure. But really close. That was a good one. Okay, that's going to be it for the stream for today. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Let's see. There is nobody online who I know, so I'm not gonna subject you guys to a bunch of randos. The person who I would go watch next is Dane, so I'm gonna maybe introduce some people to Hearthstone here. I imagine you've all seen it before, but you know, here it is anyway. Thanks for the follow, BRZ Logtrap. Appreciate it. If you want to check out the beginning of the stream, should be up on YouTube in a bit. I've started uploading 2 videos a day, so I think that'll eventually catch up, but it's a little bit in the past. There's also a Discord community you can come hang out in if you would like to do so. I will be back online tomorrow, generally stream from about 8 to 11 Pacific time, which is 4 minutes ago. So, all right, thanks everybody, have a good raid.